everyone, it's Hungry Masha. Today I'm going to share with you my personal list of 5 restaurants for cheap lunch in Budapest. Most of these restaurants have lunch menus on weekdays, but one of them has a weekend lunch menu. It's a bit more expensive, but still cheaper than most restaurants in Budapest. All these restaurants have Hungarian options on their lunch menus. So instead of paying 10 euros for a bowl of goulash, you can get a 2-course or 3-course menu for less than 10 euros. Are you ready to embark on this adventure with me? Let's go! Go, 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 go. Before we start, I need to mention that I have already reviewed all the restaurants from today's video, but I have not talked about the lunch menus. The first restaurant I went to was included in 2 videos. The first one was the video about the best goulash in Budapest, and the second one was my big guide about food in Budapest. I'm talking about Getto Gulyás. This restaurant is located in the 7th district of Budapest in Veselényi utca. This is a very atmospheric district with lots of bars, restaurants and fast food places. But Getto Gulyás is probably one of the most famous restaurants in this area, and you can often see a long queue in front of it. I knew that they have a special lunch offer because I follow their Facebook page. But if you don't follow it, you won't probably know that they have this lunch menu. When you come there, they don't offer you any lunch menu, it's not written on any board, and probably if you don't say that you came for a lunch menu, they will give you just their permanent menu. So I recommend to mention that you came there for lunch as quickly as possible. And if you want more recommendations about how to get cheap food in Budapest, follow my channel where I regularly publish interesting videos for tourists. I immediately mentioned to the waiter that I came there to have lunch. He did not give me any menu. He asked me what I wanted to drink straight away. The choice was between some syrup and fröccs. Fröccs is wine mixed with sparkling water. I came to the restaurant by the opening time at 12, when there were not too many people, but very soon all the tables were occupied. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the information until what time they serve the lunch, but usually in Budapest it's until 3 p.m. The first course was served very quickly. It was pork stew with thyme. I did not see any thyme there, but there was some vegetables, cream and meat. It was served in a very nice plate. I like the plates in Getto Gulyás and the way they decorate the tables. In the evening they also have candlesticks, nice wine glasses. It's very cozy and nice. The soup was very hearty, which is good on a windy winter day. The second course was chicken paprikash with noodles. It is a traditional Hungarian dish and I already reviewed it in my big Budapest food guide, but in a more expensive version. This time the dish looked less fancy, it was less elegant, but the portion was even bigger, I think. It was simple but tasty. I could not finish it because I was not too hungry after eating the soup. I thought that the lunch was finished and I asked for the bill, but the waiter told me that there would be a dessert as well. Luckily it was small, it was Isler, which is a cookie sandwich with a jam and chocolate glaze. Usually it's bigger, but I was not too hungry, so this small cookie was enough for me. I paid 2,850 forints for this enormous lunch, and they did not include the service fee. If you come there for the ordinary menu, of course the prices are higher and they include the service fee. So it's nice bonus that they don't include the service fee for the lunch menus. The food was quite tasty, the portions were not small, so in general I can recommend Getto Gulyás for lunch. The next place we are going to is also located in the 7th district, but outside the Grand Boulevard. It's called Kívánság étkezde. It's not a restaurant, but an étkezde, basically a canteen. But this étkezde is quite touristy and nicer than most of the canteens in Budapest. They are open every day from 11:45 to 4 p.m. And they have a permanent menu and lunch menu that changes every week. You can find the information about their lunch menu on their Facebook group. It's published only in Hungarian, so you have to use Google Translate to translate it. I included this restaurant in my big Budapest food guide with their Turos Chusa. Since then I came there a few times and I was always satisfied with their service and food. The only disappointment was when in summer they raised the prices from 1,950 forint to 2,450 forint. They often have Hungarian dishes on their weekly menus. When I came there was supposed to be pork goulash and turos gombats, cottage cheese ball. But instead of turos gombats, they had rice pudding. They also had the liver risotto, but I don't like liver, so I got goulash and rice pudding. This place is tiny, there are just 4 or 5 tables on the ground floor. When the ground floor is full, people can go on the first floor. There are a lot of locals coming here. Some people take away the lunch, they come with their own boxes, or you can get the box from the restaurant. My soup was served quite quickly, the portion was medium size. It was good because you know that goulash is usually a main dish in Hungary and it can be 500 milliliters or even 750 milliliters. But in this case, you can't eat anything else after it. There were quite a lot of vegetables, enough meat, the taste was rich. I think for this price, it's quite a good goulash. The rice pudding I liked less because there was too much jam that was on top of the pudding and I could not remove it. It was a bit too sweet for me. I paid 2,450 forint or about 6 euros for this lunch. They don't include service fee. Overall, I recommend Kívánság étkezde and I can assure you that I will also keep going there for lunch. I promised you to include some restaurant with a weekend lunch menu, and this restaurant is Araz, located also in the 7th district of Budapest. You probably noticed that there are a lot of restaurants in this district, also a lot of bars. So if you come there, you will find some good food, some party as well. Araz restaurant offers lunch menus both on weekends and weekdays. The weekend menu is a bit more expensive. It costs 5,500 for 2-course menu and 7,000 forint for a 3-course menu. I already tried the lunch in this restaurant, but on a weekday. On a weekend, you can also get a glass of wine with your lunch. It's included in the price. This time I came on a Sunday afternoon. The choice on their lunch menu is quite wide. There are some Hungarian dishes like Szék gulyás, which is similar to traditional goulash but includes cabbage. The portion was not very big, but the soup was hearty. There were lots of vegetables, the broth was rich. That's what you need on a cold winter day. As the main dish I got the pasta with pumpkin sauce and grilled turkey. There was some Hungarian sausage with roast potatoes, but I was not in the mood for sausage, so I decided not to get this Hungarian dish, but I got pasta instead. The dish didn't look very elegant, probably because of the color of the pumpkin sauce. The taste was simple, there was a lot of turkey. I could not finish it because it was very filling. I remember that last time I liked the lunch in Araz more. There was some nice hortobadi pie that was similar to hortobadi palacinta with meat, and it was very elegant with different sauces. I liked the combination of tastes in this dish. This time the lunch was more simple. I paid 6,150 forints for lunch, including a 12% service fee. It's quite a good price for a weekend and a restaurant of this level. And now we are going to travel to another district of Budapest, to the 8th district. We are going to Bécsiszelet restaurant. The name of this restaurant means Wiener Schnitzel in Hungarian. And I reviewed this restaurant in my video about cheap and expensive schnitzel. It was also included in my video about cheap goulash. The restaurant is located in Oloy Street, not far from the bus stop to the airport. It is open from 11:30, but they start serving the lunch from 12 to 3 p.m. The lunch menu is quite big and complicated. I did not understand how it works exactly, and when I asked the waiter, he said that they don't have it in English and it's just for locals. Luckily, he didn't kick me out. I ordered the simplest option, goulash with 3 pancakes. I reviewed the goulash last time, but it was a small portion. This time the portion was big, half a liter, and it was served in a nice metal bowl. The soup was very good with lots of vegetables and meat. I was very satisfied with my goulash. The pancakes were also good, thin with chocolate sauce, but after the soup I was not hungry. I could eat only 1 pancake and asked to pack the rest. I paid about 3,000 forint for the lunch box, for the pancakes and the service fee. It's good value for money. The last place I wanted to go to is Szerecsen restaurant in the 6th district. I reviewed this restaurant in my big Budapest food guide. That time I tried their Wiener Schnitzel. I like their lunch menus. It's very good, very tasty. But if you want to know the lunch menu, you have to go to their website in Hungarian. In the English version, they don't have the lunch menu. They also write their daily menu on the front door. The day I came to this restaurant, they had the chicken paprikash and plum pie on their daily menu. I wanted to compare their paprikash to the paprikash from Getto Gulyás. But unfortunately, the restaurant was full and they said that you need to book it in advance. So if you want to go to a good restaurant in Budapest, always book it in advance, even for lunch. I went to another restaurant located nearby in Andrássy Avenue. It's called Szék. Szék means chair in Hungarian, but I think it refers to Szék region in Transylvania. This restaurant is known for Szék cuisine. I reviewed this restaurant in my video about Budapest desserts. Last time I also came there during the lunchtime and the restaurant was empty. This time it was empty as well. I was quite surprised because it's quite a touristy location. There are a lot of people and I don't know why this restaurant is not popular. The price of a two-course menu is 2,700 forint and you have to pay 13% service fee. But I think it's quite a good price for this location and this type of restaurant. The day I came there was a cabbage casserole and panna cotta with chestnut and wild fruit sauce. The cabbage casserole looked very nice. It consisted of layers of cabbage with meat and rice. It was very well spiced. The taste was very rich. There was some sour cream on top of it that balanced very well this dish. The dessert I liked less because the wild berries did not match very well with the chestnut. But overall, I was very satisfied with the quality of food in this restaurant and I can't understand why there are not many people there. As you can see, it's possible to find good and cheap lunch in Budapest even on weekends. Some restaurants don't advertise their lunch menus. You have to speak Hungarian to find the information about these lunch menus. But if you follow my channel, you will always find good tips for tourists. Thank you for watching me and see you soon. It was your Hungry Masha. Bye bye.